Garbage day! Huh? No!
Hi everyone. I'm not even gonna finish this clip, but I have a couple hours. Figured we'd jump right back into watching Rosie bullshit. Show this tab. This one is karaoke night out. I just want to see the karaoke place, honestly. Which is weird because, you know, she always goes to the karaoke / swinger places, which is a business choice, I guess. April 25th, 2024. Let's go.
I don't really know that
Trying to stay positive, but I also see. Okay, yes, I actually don't look like a bum. What's
Hi,
up,
Bolly.
you guys?
Hi, Salmon.
I
Hi,
am going to be
Fondue.
going to a plus size, like, pre-event tonight. I've mentioned in the past that I used to go to the Glamazon events a lot, which are local plus size events to me. And they always have these, like, Friday night meet and greet hangout things that I normally never get to go to because I have a job, but your girl's laid off, so I don't have any plans today. And I know that there's a event tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to go to the event tomorrow or not. Those events always have a $20 cover charge, and this event's just like a pay your way at a place and they're doing karaoke. And
Hi,
so
Gina.
I was like, you know, why not? Like, why not get dressed up, go have some fun, just for the cost of like a Diet Coke and some gas, because I'm about
Plus size event is weird in itself. I have no idea.
to go take my Ativan. As y'all know, I got anxiety problems, and I'm not going to be drinking if I take Ativan. And also, I'm just really not trying to drink like more than a couple times a year. So yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know who else is going to be there. I don't know if I'm going to have any friends there or not. It's going to be a bunch of strangers. I don't know. But well, the person who organizes the event, I know her. This dress is from sanctuary.com. I have my rose quartz necklace and my dreamcatcher necklace with it. I've got a red bra from Torrid. It's a razorback, but whatever, I don't care. And
Christopher, aren't you the one that's friends with Shala?
I only own like 2 pairs of shoes because I kind of hate shoes, and hopefully as I lose weight I won't hate them as much. But I have these like really cute orthopedic flip-flops. Yeah, because of my knee issue, I have to have very supportive shoes. I also wear like Skechers Go Walks pretty much exclusively, other than this specific brand of flip-flops that I get. They're actually, I have an Amazon storefront. I have an Amazon storefront in my link tree. So all like my favorite products and stuff like that, I do keep on there, just as a random ass side note. A couple non-scale victories have happened. 2 things. So, 1, I shaved my legs today for the first time in an embarrassingly long amount of time. I'm also the kind of person that doesn't really subscribe to the whole, like, everybody needs to shave their legs and, like, you're gross if you don't. I think that's kind of dumb and barbaric. But anyway, I shaved my legs today, and it's probably the least hassle I've ever had in my entire adult life in the past like 5 to 10 years of me shaving my legs. Like, ever since, I would say especially the past like 5 years, I mean, I'm a big bitch. Shaving my legs isn't easy. And it was like almost a non-issue. I was actually really surprised. And then I went to go change my Fitbit band because I actually have like never changed it. I always kept the swimwear one on. And I went to put on the large size of the black one that came with it. And it was too big. So I have...
Bolly, it's not childish. You, as much as I hate foodie, you talking to Nodder is like dumb as hell. So, shut up.
on like the most, like the furthest notch, but I'm able to wear a regular size Fitbit. When my friend gifted me this Fitbit,
Bolly is not a girl's girl at all.
this one couldn't fit me. And so I don't know how much I'm gonna vlog tonight, simply for the fact that like I get kind of like awkward in public, and like I don't know who is or isn't gonna want to be in vlogs and stuff, and I don't, you know, want to be that bitch. I was like, oh my god, look at me, you know what I mean? I don't like being that bitch. And yeah, I'm very nervous. I haven't gone to a social event in a long time because I've been going through a lot. So yeah, anyway, I'm like already getting a little anxious. So I'm gonna go take my Ativan and ibuprofen and we ball. I forgot to mention I'm bringing the butterfly bag with me because I wanted to bring some extra stuff.
She's so annoying. Oh my god.
The plan is I'm trying to not eat out today. I ate like a...
Bolly, shut the fuck up. Like, you're so funny. Like, I love you. You crack me up. But, like, deep down, you were so fucking annoying. You say the dumbest shit. Shut up. Just shut up. Not in the mood.
I'm doing really good today. So, I really want to try to stick to not ordering any food. I'm going to be real with y'all. I haven't put myself in a situation like this in a long time, especially since I've been taking my shit more seriously. So I am curious to, like, you know, see how it goes. And so it's like, because it's like if I have a friend there and like we want to split something, I might be a little more open to that. I just don't want to order my own thing unless like I stay out really late and they have healthy options, which I don't think this place is gonna have healthy options. And yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. Because I always get roasted by like reaction channels when I talk about the snacks in my bag. But half the time I don't even end up eating the snacks I have with me. They're like insurance, like in the sense of like
safety snacks.
If I need it, it'll help me eat something a bit healthier. It'll be something I know that I like. It'll be something that you know, will help me not spend money, things like that. Because all I'm trying to do today is buy some Diet Coke and a water and have fun. That's really the vibe for today. So yeah, that's that on that. And I'm gonna put on some music and oh shit, what time is it? I gotta go. Bye.
Oh my god.
To make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there's no
Damn, I want to play some pool.
I could hold you for a million years.
I wish Rosie drank again.
To make you feel my
I think so. I kick ass. It's just been a minute.
I
I don't think that was nerves. But okay.
The storms are raging on the rolling sea, and on the highway of regret.
It's kind of weird that they have her like singing in the middle of everyone. There's no stage or nothing.
The winds of change are blowing wild and free. You ain't seen nothing like me yet. I can make you happy, make your dreams come true.
I don't even know this song. What fucking song is this?
Nothing that I wouldn't do. Go to the ends of the earth to make you feel my love. To make you feel my love.
What is this? I'm sorry if it's a popular song. If it's Bob Dylan, then I really don't know because I don't like Bob Dylan. Sorry.
So, I have a complaint, KVD lipstick. I got you in a boxy charm. I didn't pay for you. But what is this? I already did a one reapplication. I thought this was supposed to be like a long lasting. I didn't even eat. I was just drinking Diet Coke all night.
But I was running that mouth talking all night. Okay.
I'm going home. I don't even know why I did that. I had so much fun today. It was kind of a more intimate group. That's just about 10 people that showed up in total, I believe. Maybe 11 to 12. But as I was walking in, someone that I know was standing outside of this place, like unrelated. They just come here a lot, I guess, to this, like, the restaurant where this event was held at. And oh my gosh, it was so lovely running into her because we started talking, and then while we were sitting outside, she walked over at some point and she gave me a hug, and then she literally gave me like the most soul enriching hug for like 2 minutes straight. Oh, it was incredible. And
What?
just had a lot of great conversation.
You hugged for 2 minutes? That sounds horrible.
I only
weird.
ordered a Diet Coke. It's almost 1 a.m. I'm not even like hungry. I think that's partially adrenaline. I sang 4 karaoke songs, and it was so much
4?
fun. I just vibed, you know, because you don't have to be good at it to have fun. Like, that's like kind of the whole point. And it was just like super great vibes. Except at one point, I was sitting there minding my business, and there's this woman at another table. At some point, I look over and I see her telling this random man at the bar to kiss like 2 of my friends at my table. And then she points to me, like, and when I say kiss, I mean like a kiss on the cheek, and like kind of like a bear grab hug from the shoulders. And I freeze because I'm like, what? This is post-COVID. What do you mean? But I don't know this man's name. And then he does it. I saw him do it to literally 5 or 6 women. I was just one of them.
That's weird.
And I just was kind of like, because I had no context to why they were doing that, like what was happening. I was like, I don't love that. I mean, I guess thanks for including me, but like, me 4 years ago probably would have just been like, oh, we have cute fun. But like in this COVID life, we don't need none of that. No, sir, no, ma'am, no ham. Nope. So I was just like, I just like smiled through it. But if I get COVID, I'm gonna be pissed.
Great. She's got karaoke trauma now.
So anyway, oh my gosh, I'm just in such a good mood. I had so much fun. I really needed this. It's been a minute since I've had like a social event that I've been to, and I only spent $10 because listen, I only got a Diet Coke, but that girl ran multiple refills for me, so I'm not gonna tip her like $1. That's just fucking rude. And I mean, first of all, if you don't fucking tip people or you don't tip enough, I'm judging you. We tip service industry workers in this house, in this car. I don't know. But I need to start heading home. It's like almost an hour drive.
Anytime I've been to a bar and I wasn't drinking, they didn't charge me for the soda. So maybe they hated you.
From here. And God, that just felt so good. I've been like off my phone most of today. I did like film some stuff, but like not really like with other people. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm very happy. I needed today. I needed to, like, I don't know. It was nice. Like, there were some people
True.
I knew there, and and that unexpected person being there, I think we might actually, like, start hanging out soon or something. Who knows? We'll see. I had such a good night, and I am so happy to be home. I am tired. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I am so hyped to have my protein pudding powder. My protein pudding.
Is it? I feel like she's still trying to act drunk, even though she didn't drink. Am I just crazy? Because she's acting weird.
I'm so excited to have my protein pudding.
Protein pudding? That sounds like cum. Sorry.
Fucking A. I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner.
Protein pudding? Ugh.
I
What?
shit you not. I have like almost 2,000 calories left that I could eat for the rest of the day. Definitely not gonna eat that much. But I did so good today. I am so proud of myself. I am so grateful that I had a good pain day today. I am so thankful that I had the mental and physical energy to go out tonight. I'm so happy with myself that I sang 4 karaoke songs, that I had fun, and I didn't care when I sounded bad, and I didn't judge myself, and I did it all without drinking any alcohol to get the courage to go on stage, even if I shook a little. And that I am so thankful that my mobility is at a place where I was able to stand for all 4 songs comfortably.
Oh, wow.
And I am so elated that I had such a good time. I met some people, I had some really great conversations. Had a really good time. And I just I feel refreshed after that outing because I've been struggling a lot with my mental health and I've been self-isolating a lot more recently, and I just had a really good time. I need to put myself out there more, and I do need to like mitigate my energy and stuff. A girl I ran into there, she came like with her friends. She wasn't a part of the organization, but I know her sister and I've met her and hung out with her a couple times. And she came up to me and gave me is really good hug, and she's like, oh, you're such a you give such good hugs. Yeah, I'm a champion hug giver. And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. And then so we gave each other a hug, and I was like, I ain't mad at this. I had a good hug in a long time. And then it was just one of those really long, warm, lovely hugs. And we were just sitting there for 2 minutes, just hugging each other and talking. It was great.
See, this is what I mean. She could have eaten this before she did a video, after she did a video, but it's she's posing with it. This nasty protein pudding. I don't understand.
Yeah. I think I told you guys that story already, but whatever. What a great day. I feel so good about myself right now. I'm just really happy. And with how hard things have been, it was just nice to exist and be around other people, and everybody there was really friendly. And I just had a lot of wins today. I didn't spend too much money. I didn't eat any of the fried food. Earlier on, Tiana runs those events, and so she's like,
what's the video going to be? Oh, HRH told me the truth, and she's so cool, and I'm mean.
No, you've never been here before, so she's telling me how this place has world-class wings, and she recommends this and this and this. And I was like, well, actually, I just ate a really big meal before I got here, and I started Manjaro recently, so I don't think I'll be ordering food tonight. And then nobody mentioned it again, and the girl sitting across from me, her wings did smell real good, but I didn't feel deprived. I wasn't worried about being the only girl there not eating. Another guy came and he didn't order any food. Well, pretty much all the girls that were there ordered food, and I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel oh, I need to eat, or I didn't feel deprived. And an older version of me would have. I think that's really cool. I drank a fuck ton of Diet Coke. Fuck ton. This is so rich and sweet.
Ew, dude.
And just yummy. I'm gonna be singing my praises about this pudding, and I'm gonna be really sad when it's gone. But I have a sugar-free chocolate pudding packed in the pantry, unopened, so I gotta come up with another recipe. Cause this should be fire. I need to go out and do more things. That was great. 10 out of 10. I don't know if I'm gonna go to the neon party tomorrow or not. Wherever you are, I hope you have a great rest of your night. I hope that you have a lovely, lovely sleep when you sleep. You have a lovely start to your day.
Shut up, bitch.
And that just something lovely happens for you.
You don't even mean it.
in your day. Make sure to take the time to appreciate it and feel gratitude for it. That kind of mindfulness is very helpful to me in my life, and making sure I'm staying in a good mind frame, even when things are hard, even when things are kind of shit. I digress. I'm a little flustered and nervous right now because I haven't told you guys this yet, but a few days ago, I emailed my old therapist. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I had a therapist that essentially changed the trajectory of my life. She performed EMDR therapy on me for a couple years.
What the fuck?
She is a trauma specialist. She is someone who I saw for several years. Someone who knew me / knows me more than most humans, who I love, adore, and respect to such a capacity that I don't even know how to verbalize it. And I sent her a really long email because I've been meaning to update her about my life. And I will
I'm
probably
sure she was really, really worried about you.
this video. If that bothers you, I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not. She just emailed me back an hour ago. So I'm going to try to open this email and just read what I sent her first. I sent a really long email. Hers is not nearly as long as mine. I spent quite some time writing this up. But I just wanted to share parts of the email, not all of it. Where I just said to her, hey, it's been a really long time. Because today when I was writing it on April 6th, it's now April 12th. When I started this, I saw a TikTok of a therapist who was crying, talking about how school never prepared her for how hard it is to spend your career talking to people, building a connection with them and getting to know them, and then they just leave. And I thought of you because I know how much you care. This is a therapist who, when I was going through some of the worst moments of my life, gave me close to like somewhere between.
So let me get this straight. Rosie saw a TikTok of a therapist that was talking about how tough it is to let patients go after they don't need therapy anymore, and that TikTok reminded her of her old therapist, even though this therapist never emailed her and was like, how are you doing? The fuck?
Between 6 months to a year's worth of therapy pro bono, and forgave like $200 to $300 worth of debt in medical expense.
Bali left because I told her that I'm on my period and I'm not in the mood for her bullshit about Natter. She's retarded.
To help me, because this woman is. Anyway, so much has happened since I last saw you. I don't even know where to start. It's hard to even remember me when I first got to Florida. I went to this facility place, of like a therapist place, that she basically transitioned my care. So I gave her an update on how I basically had to end that because the therapist there was okay, but by a certain point she was returning to school. So I told her that, and I said, I don't know if you know about the part-time job that I got, but I did that for a bit. I was a shell of myself, no confidence in myself, and I pushed through the triggers and I pushed through until my job got so easy and so boring I was understimulated. I still struggled through my disabilities and managing work, but I built a bit more of a tolerance with less panic. And I explained what the job was. I told her about how I got a full-time job and how I converted that, and just all the great parts of it, and how eventually I was able to get ADA accommodation so I could continue to work. And then I explained how I fell into some stuff last year, the feederism stuff. And then I explained how I checked myself into a mental hospital, because there's no one in this world that knows more than she does how much I was traumatized by the experience I had at the mental hospital in Georgia and that whole experience. And I explained what I documented a bit last year about how I trialed so many different mental health meds, how it didn't work, how we could finally got like multiple confirmations that I'm not bipolar, which she had known for a while. She was one of the first people to kind of, check that. And explain to her what my diagnoses are and how I got all this mental health care and all the benefits of being able to do that with insurance versus when I was medically kidnapped, which I did make a video about that in the past.
You were not
And
medically
then,
kidnapped. she was stupid and didn't understand that if you check yourself in, that you think you're a danger to yourself and others, that sometimes they're not going to let you leave. Idiot.
Though, when some stuff about my relationship, because she was the one that wanted me to get out of that relationship, but only once I was in a healthier place, and then we ended up breaking up anyway. I gave her more updates about that and about the guy I'm currently talking to, and then I gave her updates.
Bali, no one talked about your herpes. Maybe if you gain like 500 pounds and start live streaming, more people will care. But as of right now, no one gives a shit. Okay?
It's about some of the stuff y'all know about how I made a YouTube, how I did the interviews, how all these things have been going for me. I did it about how I've lost 80 pounds in the past year and how I've left fat acceptance and all of that. Talked to her about my layoff. Talked to her about some other really personal stuff, really personal health stuff. My new therapist. And I just shared a lot. Like I think I'm gonna keep most of this to myself, actually. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget to read the end of this email that I sent her. So this is what I ended it with. There's so much I have not shared, so much that I can't remember and want you to know. I really hope you are well and happy. I am forever changed for knowing you. I am alive because of the tools you instilled in me. I am who I am today because of the patience, skill, and love you poured into me. All of my current and continued success in my life, of which I owe credit to myself as well, has to be in part credited to you. I will always be so thankful to you to having known a therapist as skilled as you, with as much compassion as you have. To have known and had a therapist that cared so much for me as a person, a human, a trauma survivor, my words will never be enough. With all the love in my bones and body, Rosie Jean. I linked her to my channel, and she just responded, so I'm going to read the
With all the love and bones in my body?
email now.
Oh my god, look at this bitch.
I love her. I miss her. I hate that she's in another state. She would be my therapist till I died if I could. Oh, I miss her. If you're watching this, I miss you. I like my new therapist a lot. She's honestly great, but she's no you.
Why would she watch? Wouldn't that be weird?
She'll never be you. I feel like I'm talking about an ex that I'm not over. Oh. It was really therapeutic to write out that email just to realize how much I've changed and grown since I last spoke with her. Just because of how down and out I was when I transitioned from her care into someone else's. Which she, like I said, she did pro bono. She was just like, it was so great to hear from you. It's funny, I didn't search you up on Facebook because I mentioned that her Facebook page kept popping up in my recommended. She's like, I didn't search you up on Facebook, but you were on my mind the day or two before I received your email and many days before. It was really thoughtful of you to reach out and let me know how you're doing. I think of you often and always send good vibes your way. God, I miss her so much. It's life-changing to find a therapist that you really click with. I'm always inspired by your rugged determination to keep moving forward. God, thank you so much for the update. It made my day, and I am sure we will connect again in the future, and I will check out your YouTube channel. One of the things that I loved so much about her, because I loved many things, but I would say it all the time, is her level of professionalism was so incredible. Because I think something that's a really good quality in a therapist is if you know nothing about them.
Well, I was reading some bullshit on like Reddit, and it's like, if a therapist has a patient like Rosie that obviously lies, that is, histrionic, they can't be like, you're a liar. They have to try and help them with the feelings that they're feeling, but they're still never confronted with their fucking bullshit. So it just keeps spinning.
Meaning, like, they're not, like, spending a lot of time talking about themselves, about their lives, about their experiences. She's also a researcher, so she spent a lot of time researching, and she is just one of the smartest human beings I've ever met, and I think anyone who has the opportunity to even be in her presence is lucky. It was really good to hear from her. I think I might start writing to her occasionally because this was really nice. I'm glad I wrote to her. And just like the process of writing out the email, like I said, it was very therapeutic.
I agree.
It was it really helped me just see how much like actual change has happened, how much my work into myself has come to fruition. Because sometimes it just most of the time it feels like it's never enough, and it feels like I'm never doing enough, and I'm not progressing. But I've come a very long way. Man, I'm very emotional about this. I miss her. I just like, God, why can't why can't insurance pay for therapists in other states? Come on now. I miss her like crazy. So anyway.
So I've been putting off watching her interviews. We can keep watching these. I guess one in chat if you want to keep watching her vlogs, or two if you want to watch her interviews, like the podcast. I know. 2, 1. There she's throwing the Roman again. I know. She's crazy. I see you. I don't remember what the options were, what I said. What was one? Was one keep watching these? I think so. We'll do another day of all interviews then, because I like have to mentally prepare.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels.
And this is fucking real. Just wanted to say hi, hello, what's up? I just got home from work. I basically work 8-hour days, and then I spend about an hour after work giving rides home to people. I make like an additional $30 in gas money doing that. It's working out well.
What? Wait, wait. Hold on. She's giving coworkers a ride home or a ride to other places, and she's charging them.
We're giving rides home to people. I make like an additional $30 in gas money doing that. It's working out well for me so far. I wanted to just jump in here to remind you guys, if you want to become a member, this video today was what was voted on in the comments of my members only live. I did my first like eat with me lunch live, and I was talking about like what I was gonna do. So if you guys want that kind of input, you want early access to this video, videos like this, any of my vlogs, as well as, you know, special treatment in the chat in my lives, and again, exclusive access to members only content, please make sure to sign up. It's only like $2.99 a month, starting out for tier 1, and there are higher tiers depending on how much you want to support the channel. It is all very much appreciated. I hope you guys enjoy the story time. Later, y'all. I'm gonna pre-record this story time because it's currently topical to things that just happened right now. I don't know when this is gonna come out because a lot of the story time is old, but in terms of like what happened in my life, but I wanted to share the story, and there's an update as of literally like an hour ago to the story that started in fucking 2010, dude. I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys the story of my first real relationship. So as with most things in my life, this is gonna have a major trigger warning. There is going to be mention of self-unaliving, predator behavior towards minors, and just some dark themes, unfortunately. Nothing too graphic. I'm going to try to censor some of the more graphic parts of the story. It's really intense, and it's entirely surrounds like the first real relationship I ever had. So I've discussed in the past like the bullying, things like that, and how I dropped out of high school. And before I dropped out of high school, I had to switch classes around several times because I would switch between the tech degree and whatever the other degree was called. I think like the lead degree for getting your high school diploma. And so in the middle of the year, I switched into home ec, and this is how I met this person. I'm not gonna give him a fake name, and in fact, if I end up saying names, I may end up just having to like bleep and blur and edit, so I'll do my best. But my first ever ex is very different from the guy that I've referenced as my ex, because I really don't think about this guy or talk about this guy. And there's a reason why I'm making this video, because it wasn't of my own fruition. It really just kind of brought up all these memories, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to just like talk about this, make this video, and share what happened and everything. So we became friends. After initially I didn't even like him. I thought he was annoying. He was kind of like a weird kid, as I was too. we would like walk in the hallways to lunch, and people started their chitter chatter about us liking each other, and eventually I realized, I was like, oh shit, I think I might like this guy. And so eventually I told him over the phone, and he didn't say like anything for a couple days, if I remember right, or it was like a really long time. And then he ended up calling me and telling me that he liked me and he wanted to go out with me.
Thank you, pause. You're the best.
There was a weekend, basically, and then I went back to school, and he was acting really weird, and that's when I found out that he was moving to Kentucky. I grew up in Georgia. I went to high school in Georgia. So we broke up, but we did like this weird friends with benefits thing for like until the end of the school year. And then he moved to Kentucky, and this was in like 2010. So internet wasn't like it is today. So he lived in like the sticks. He had no internet access of any kind. The only thing he would have is sometimes he was able to get his mom's cell phone. And this was like when calling after 9 was when it was free. So like I basically told him I would like wait for him. And that was indefinite at that point. And so for about 11 months to a year, you know, I remember specifically, like, there was at least one day where we started talking at 9 and we talked until the sun rose. And I had like a little slider phone with like the horizontal keyboard. Maybe it was called the Envy. I don't remember, but it was red. If I remember too, I'll go look at my Facebook. I think I have a picture of me with the phone. I'm thinking, in fact, I think I have a picture of me talking to him on the phone, like during this period of time. If I can find it, I'll put it up here. And he ended up calling me one day and telling me that he was moving back. And we end up like going to hang out, and we had a third friend. He was this really skinny emo dude. He's not super relevant to these stories, but he's sprinkled around a little bit there. And we all went and hung out. And I remember it was March 24th because my birthday was November 24th. March 24th was also my birthday was November 24th. March 24th was the birthday of someone that was like significant to me in high school. So March 24th was like kind of a big day in my head for those correlations. And I also remembered it so well because I took one of the best selfies I've ever taken in my life. And so like I would see it online and stuff, so kind of just reinforced that.
What the fuck? This is the best selfie she's ever taken in her life in 2011.
Date in my head. I know that's so silly, but like especially at the time, this was pre me even knowing like what Reddit was. So, you know, like this is just like completely unresolved trauma Rosie over here. Which is why I accepted what I ended up accepting. So he asked me out, and I think he asked me out kind of at the behest of this friend. And we dated for a total of 5 months. Now, we need to really, I like to bring up how I set that stage up, because I basically, especially at the time, I believe I fell in love with him like during the year he was gone. Like, because I missed him so much.
What the fuck is this story? I'm gonna have to slow it down. So stupid.
And I was like, that was like when I got my GED. That was when I like while he was gone was like when I worked at Target seasonally, and I was just kind of floating in life, and like I didn't really have a direction. And then all of a sudden I had a boyfriend for the first time. And you know, we would like go to the park in his subdivision and look up at the full moon and talk about having our wedding under the moon. And like he was my date to my sister's wedding. She's still married to her husband. Like, he's in our fucking wedding photos and our family photos and stuff.
Well, that was stupid. That was stupid on you. You know, like, why didn't your mom say anything? Like, are you sure you want to have the, you know, this guy in the photos, or at least tell him to sit his ass down?
Like,
so stupid.
He had the audacity. As I tell you the story, you'll understand why I say this. He had the fucking audacity to dance with me to the song Amazed by Lone Star and lip sync the lyrics to me, when I don't think he ever actually liked me for any moment of any time. I think he used me. And again, we're going to get into all that. Because
please.
I think that we were friends, and I think that he liked the attention I gave him. I think that he liked the benefits of dating me. I had a car. I was young and dumb. And so like when we would go out, I tend to like pay for like the food and stuff. Like, this experience dating this guy I completely changed how I operate around dating and men entirely after this experience. And it's, yeah, so, but during the time that we were dating, that 5-month period, I became friends with a girl that I had known growing up. She was friends with another girl that I had met through the church. She wasn't Mormon, but the girl I met through the church, they had like
You met her through the church, but she wasn't Mormon?
a lot of inner stuff between them, but we reconnected in like adulthood when I was 19. I remember specifically we went to lunch at Panda Express, and then suddenly we were like best friends, and we became the Three Musketeers, me, him, and her. And we would hang out all the time. At the time, I would recall that summer as the best summer of my life, because I had friends, I had a boyfriend. I was like a full year out from the trauma of high school and all the bullying. I had done a little bit of work in therapy. I was still very much immature and young, and like I had a long way to go and figure shit out. But in the moment, absolutely, that was like the best summer of my life. And then like as time went by, I remember there was a specific incident where my mom came to me and she was like, she expressed concern because she felt like acting a little too close, and I was extraordinarily offended. I was very angry. I ended up getting a boyfriend. Oh fuck, I'm not censoring it. So this girl, fuck. So this girl ended up getting a boyfriend. This boyfriend, I'm just gonna refer to him as V, a random letter. That's not relevant to his name either, but we're just gonna call him V. And so I was just extremely offended, and I didn't agree with that. So we hung out all the time, the three of us. We all were like unemployed, early teen adults, like just
Me too.
trying to figure shit out. Yeah, like that's just the phase I was at in life at that time. It was in like early 2012 that like I started working and like kind of getting more into a step in life. But so August 24th at 2:00 in the morning, he reaches out to me over Facebook and breaks up with me. And I'm distraught. And
She knows this how many years later? August 24th, 2:00 in the morning. It's weird how the things that happened to her are like two. And then what was her sexual assault or whatever in 2020 happened January 1st, 2020 at 2:20 a.m. Oh God, and I hate that I remember that
ends up
now.
coming over the next day and like consoling me, and like we're talking and whatever, and according to him there's no one else, whatever. 2 days after that, both of them were at my house. Unbeknownst to me, while I was on my laptop scrolling on Tumblr, they were in my driveway, and after she got off the phone with her boyfriend, they kissed in my driveway. For the first time. And it's important to note here that
I would, but I'm stupid and I'm using StreamYard, so I don't even know how I would do that.
before this girl got a boyfriend, she would talk about this crush she had on a guy all the time and how great he was, all of these things. And she would always talk about how much she wanted to date him, and I'd be like, well, he's single, like just like try to express interest. And when I tried to like match make, she got really weird. That's gonna be really important to the story later. About 5 or 6 days after we broke up, they were at my house with me. No one else was home. And I'm sitting on the couch and I'm on my little fucking NV keyboard phone. And V ends up texting me and informing me that my now ex, my first relationship I just ended, found out that he had a crush on my best friend. I flip my shit because they're both in my room. So I just start hollering and I'm like, get your ass in my car. I'm taking you home. Da 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 da. I'm like, and because I think that I think she had to wait for a ride or something. I don't know. I just know that I was pissed. And I was like, you need to come outside immediately. Like, don't fucking make me wait. Da 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 da. I get into the car and I'm waiting and I'm like really just, I'm heated and I'm hurt. I'm really hurt. He comes out, and to this day, I don't think my parents know this. And my dad's probably going to watch this video. So, Dad, I'm sorry. But at the house we lived in at the time, we had this really long curved driveway. And so I was like waiting at the top of it by the garage. So he comes out from the back door and he walks up to the door that like goes in between our garages, and he punches it with all of his might, to the point that later I did see knuckle indentations, but they were soft enough that no one.
The way she just did that with her knuckle indentations. As for, for a fact, I investigated the scene and I saw knuckle indentations.
Ever noticed. But oh my God, I was mortified by that, because like had my parents found that out, oh my God, my ass would have been grass, man. They would have been pissed. But I mean, it wasn't my fault. But at the same time, he was my friend, my ex, right? But anyway, and he gets in the car and we're talking, and then I ask him directly. I think intuition, because I didn't know this yet. I asked, I was like, "Have you kissed her?" And he paused, and I asked again, and he said no. 2 days prior, he had. So the next day was when I went to the park, and I went to the park with him and the skinny emo friend. It was just the three of us.
Rosie, talk about how you broke your mom's collarbone because she wouldn't make you extra chicken nuggets.
And they sit me down, and that's when they informed me that they had kissed and that he had been too scared to tell me, basically without, I guess, emotional support. I don't know. You're the one fucking around and acting like an asshole, but that's a whole other thing. So I remember, like, I just shut down. Like, everything shut down. I stood up. I was, like, catatonic a little bit, if I remember correctly. Like, I just was just, like, expressionless, stood up, walked away, and then I walked, like, it was like a big loop in a park with a giant pond up in Jasper, Georgia. There's been a lot of renovation since, but at the time it was mainly just like the pond, the sidewalk.
She sat on it.
Maybe a couple picnic tables, not much else. And as I'm walking, and there's like other people around, I'm just silently have tears like streaming down my face, like full on, like dramatic, like welts of tears just pouring down my face. I'm not making any noise. I'm just silently sobbing. And I finished the loop, and then I kind of wander off a little bit, and there was this like clear pasture. It was really circular. I used to describe it as like, it kind of looked like the low budget version of that scene in Twilight when they go into that circular grove and like the sun's like, ah, like it was like the low budget version of that. And then, so I walk into the center of that field, and then I just collapse on the ground, and then I just have a full sobbing moment. And I was like trying to call friends because I just needed someone to talk to, and it wasn't going to be either of those fuckers. I just needed someone to talk to, and no one was picking up the phone. And my parents and I had a very tumultuous relationship at the time. I did not trust them. We had not recovered from a lot of things yet. So it was kind of a big deal that I called my mom in this moment, because I normally tried to keep everything away from them.
I don't know. I'm about to rage quit though. She's pissing me off, and I feel like shit. And I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Ooh, let's look at the summary.
Because I didn't have a relationship of trust with my parents. And so when I call her and I'm like crying and I'm explaining to her what I found out, what happened, she just went real cold, like not at me, but just like, because she had a positive opinion of this guy until this moment. This was the moment he died to her. I told her, and that's when he walked up and he heard me say mom, and he was like, no, like what the fuck, like whatever. Don't be a piece of shit then if you don't want my mom to hate you, fucker. And so then this is where I've mentioned this story. So this is where I was sitting in that field. The sun was starting to come down. We were going to need to go because my mom was like, come home immediately. And that's when I got chased by bears. Like, I'm not joking. Like, that was the moment that the bears chased us. We were sitting in the field.
What the fuck?
Friend was by the car.
I remember this video. I remember Azria watched it, but I don't know what video it was. She did talk about fucking bears chasing her. I forgot all about that.
All of a sudden, I see him when I...
Oh, you sent it? Okay, hold on.
He was running full speed. I'm talking Sonic Super Hedgehog motherfucking, like, go, go, gadget, go mode. Like, I had never seen that kid move that fast in my life. And he's saying something as he's running. And as he gets closer, it was kind of like that, like, sonar moment where he's just going, like, bear, 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 bear. So it was, like, started out quiet, got really loud, and then got quiet again as he ran past me. And I went, huh? And I look up, and lo and behold, right there by the car, 2 fucking brown bears. And I'm on the phone with a friend at this point, and we have to walk through the woods, like all the trees in that circular area, because on the other side of that was a paved road. So we had to cross through that. And I was on the phone and I was explaining to her what happened. She's like, well, as long as you don't have any food on you, you should be okay. And I was like, so-and-so? She was like, yeah. What if I told you I had 2 pounds of chocolate in my purse right now? Because I was on some fat activities that day, I guess. CVS had like some sales going. I don't know. And
no, you're just fat. You just always have shit with you. Here, Sal, salmon. I can't do side by side because they're 2 different photos, but here you go.
And this is like, again, after an extremely emotionally like draining situation. They both turn back and go, what? In retrospect, it was funny. In the moment, it was absolutely terrifying. So I was just like, sorry. So we get to the road and we start walking. So we have to basically take a really long route to go all the way to like where the car is. And it seriously delayed us. And so as that's happening, we see the bears were like just where we were at, and they were like sniffing around and everything. And so we're just like trying to like book it. And then they followed our path. Like they might have, honest to God, smelled the chocolate in my purse. I don't know. So we get.
I hate this video so fucking much right now. She's pissing me off.
We finally get to the car, and once I got close, I like again. I was like 500 pounds at this point still, and so but I had youth on my side, so I booked it to the car, like my version of go gadget. And we get in the car, and like I'm just like, this is crazy. And like I told my mom, and she didn't believe me. And honestly, I get it. But she got mad at me, and she thought I was lying. I wasn't. And it was 2 days after that things took a really dark turn. It had been going on prior. There had been a lot of emotional manipulation on his side. He was self-harming and kind of using that as a mode of manipulation. And one night we went to the park in the subdivision. So this story's a fucking roller coaster. So I guess I was just laughing, but this is very serious and not funny. And this fucked me up for many years, honestly. And we just found all this out. All this was going on. He was scared to lose me as a friend. And because I had just said, like, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I think I need to like walk away and heal. I didn't want to be, I was like, I don't think I want to be friends anymore. Like, I don't think this is good for me, kind of a vibe, even though I didn't want to cut off connection with him. And my best friend seemed conflicted. She had a boyfriend, but she had feelings for my boyfriend, now ex-boyfriend, too. And the instrument that he had on him is what he used to self-harm.
So a pocket knife? No one's cutting themselves with a pocket knife. Like, genuinely.
He's standing in front of us, and I don't remember a lot of the conversation. But at some point, he pulled out that instrument and opened it. And he went to in front of us.
His neck in front of you? Okay.
And so...
Because he saw the bears? I don't understand.
I panicked. And I jumped him. I literally ran at him.
You crushed him?
Tackled him to the ground. And I was on the side of the instrument. And this girl did the same thing after me on the other side. And he was very strong.
What?
So
but
strong
you're very big.
I eventually realized that if he had wanted to overpower me, he could. But he used just enough restraint to make me fight as I tried to rip the instrument out of his hand.
What?
And at some point I started screaming. And we're talking, this is like 11 o'clock at night. In a park in like a suburban neighborhood.
Oh my
in northern
God.
Georgia. And
wait,
like, so
there
we're
was
in like the parking lot where like the pool.
So they were at a park in a suburban area, and there were bears.
Is and the playground is, and there's no one else there except the guy that my friend was dating was waiting in the car for this conversation we were having. He heard me screaming, and thank God, he ran out, and he was able to get the instrument out of his hand. And this is where me being like a 19 teenager comes into play, and I was a big old fucking idiot.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently there's like 4 people now. There's her friend that's in the car that her boyfriend eventually leaves her for. And then now there's a second dude that heard Rosie screaming. But also, who was the girl that tackled him to the ground if she's in the car? I don't understand.
Police. We didn't call any adults. We handled it on our own. If I remember correctly, we basically did the thing where like, because I think this was like a thing that was like a safety contract, was kind of like a thing with a lot of the emo friend groups that I had, where like you would basically pledge to not hurt yourself. There's so many things I would do differently about this entire story if it was today, me, you know, but that all happened, and it happened so fast, and it was so scary. And I walked away, and I kind of wondered like more towards the pool area, because this was a little bit closer to the road by the sidewalk where the incident took
Careful,
place.
there's
The fact that there were no
bears.
witnesses, the fact that like no one else called the cops is like shocking to me.
What?
But
You could
yeah,
have done it. Why didn't you call his mom, whoever this person is? Hey, your son is trying to slit his throat, uh, theatrically at the fucking park. But no, now we're talking about it 20 years later.
and I remember it was like about a full moon, or full, like, it might have not been a full moon, but the full moon was very big and mostly full at least. And I walked over, and for the second time in the span of like 2 or 3 days, I fell to my knees on the ground and just looked up at the sky.
This happens in every story that she tells, I feel like, where she's like, oh, I looked at the clock and that's how I remember what time it was. Like, she hyper focuses on giving details to make it seem like she's not lying, but the details are so stupid. Like, oh, I walked outside and I looked into the sky, and that's when I knew, and blah blah blah. Like, every single story.
And broke down crying. That was the moment I realized I needed to stay his friend. And I proceeded to go through 3 months of horrific psychological abuse in one of the most toxic dynamics I've ever experienced in my life. I found out during that time that while we were dating, my best friend had a crush on my boyfriend, and because she couldn't tell me that, she used his best friend's name in place of my boyfriend's name to tell me, oh, I like him so much, oh, da 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 da. She admitted to my fucking face that she lied about being assaulted to get attention from my then boyfriend before we broke up and to be comforted. She completely fabricated a story from beginning to end, and then had the gall to admit that to me. Still can't get over that one. We broke up August 24th. By September 6th, they were official. They ended up dating for 8 years. And honestly, in hindsight, what I ended up realizing was that was one of the best things that has ever happened to me. And again, we'll get into more on that in a bit. So I'm going to have to kind of gloss over some things just because this story is over the span of a decade. So in that 3-month period, they had a pregnancy scare. They asked me to be the godmother because when he and I were together, we never did the deed together. But within like days of them getting together, they were. And that was one of the first indicators to me that I had been used, and that what I thought
How?
had been
If you didn't give it up, what were you used for, bitch?
a relationship wasn't. I was so used to being dehumanized. I was so used to being mistreated that just the potential like aspect that I was being treated positively felt like a good thing, when in actuality I had been love bombed, and then I had been used, and then I had been discarded when something better
Used for what?
was potentially coming along. And he manipulated his way into that relationship. Some shit happened. I eventually got so sick of it. Like, it was like they were purposefully very like,
Yeah, that one dude, Jeff, right? They like fucked first day and told us about it. Like, okay.
PDA in front of me to a point that was like really inappropriate. Like, even if it wasn't within that situation, like the level of like things they would do in front of me bordered on like X-rated sometimes. It was just really, really fucking inappropriate. And
Then you should have said something if they're your fucking friends. Like, what the hell? Now you're talking about it 10 years later?
I'm still a recovering people pleaser. And
A recovering people pleaser.
I look back at that situation and I just want to shake myself, but I don't know what else to say other than I didn't know better. And I was so broken, and at that point I was so scared of being the reason that someone killed themselves, because he had successfully
Bitch, Rosie's about to be my 13th reason. I swear to God.
manipulated me. Eventually I got so angry and hurt, and just like I eventually just kind of woke up a little bit, not fully, but a little bit. And I just said, fuck them all, and cut them off for a time. We ended up reconnecting. And this was around the time we reconnected. I was like 21-ish. And that was around the first time I'd started like partaking in the THC. And we actually got rolled up on by police because we were idiots. And again, I don't think my parents know this because I successfully got away with this. I don't know how they would have responded. But basically he took the fall partially to seem like the good guy, but also he was purposefully like antagonistic with the cop. And I played it really cool. And he ended up taking the fall. And then when he found out the legal fees, he blackmailed me and tried to extort me by threatening to use his
Then you probably should have told your mom.
girlfriend's mom to contact my parents if I didn't pay a certain amount of the legal fees with money I didn't have. But I basically ended up paying the blackmail.
What the fuck?
Which the timing of this
Why?
was shortly after the other blackmailing story I've shared in the past that's unrelated to this.
Oh, we've been blackmailed multiple times. Okay.
My life was insane. I don't know. So obviously we stopped being friends for a long time. And then for some fucking reason, after that, there was like one more reconnection that happened. And this is like where I was a piece of shit. So just heads up on that. But I felt justified at the time. And I had no remorse at the time. I don't even know if I necessarily have remorse, but I have regret because I'd rather would have just had the maturity to have walked away and just figured out how to heal on my own. But this is one of the shittiest things I've ever done. We had reconnected and we were hanging out at this girl's house. It was just the three of us. And she had gone off to go do something with one of her friends, and he and I were just hanging back. And he had been like slowly setting up the stage. Like the night before, he randomly like played like adult content off of like a PS2 or 3 or something, some kind of console on the TV. And we sat on the back porch the night before, and he told me all these stories about like how hot he thought all of his then girlfriends, my ex-best friends, friends were. I think he had already gotten caught at least cheating one time by this point. He cheated on her a lot, and with multiple of her friends too. He was just, God, he was a piece of shit. Piece of shit. And he
I keep
like
getting distracted by her tongue. And once you see it, I don't think you'll be able to unsee it, but it like flops around a lot.
Like mentioned every person in her life that I knew, plus more, except for me. And I remember I asked like what he thought about me or whatever, and then that ended up bridging into us hooking up. And I did not fully realize like how much resentment I held towards this girl, because yeah, he broke my heart, he hurt me, and that sucked. But that girl was my best friend. Like we had become inseparable. At that point we had been best friends. And then she just turned on me. And to me, I guess it's like being the girl's girl kind of person. Like I could literally never do that to my friend. I could never do what she did to me to anybody. And then you add on to the fact she lied about being assaulted. You add on to the fact that she played some fucking wild mental games with me without me knowing. And I think she faked a pregnancy scare too. I can't believe I went through that. And so we ended up hooking up, and she ended up eventually finding out, and she stayed with him. Basically that all happened. I was single at the time, but I was the other person, and I did it at her house. So it was like, at the time for me, it was like, you kissed him at my house when we had just broken up. Now we're even. that was my frame of reference at the time. Very, I would say, toxic, very immature, very we're like vengeful action on my part. But I truly, like, I hated her at the time, and I was trying to not hate her, and like.
Okay, don't be mad at me, but I'm gonna end it here. I'm really tired. I'm gonna lay down, and we'll finish this either later tonight or tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for the hour that we did. All of this information is so much. Can't even keep up. I'm gonna write notes or something, but I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you so much. Bye.